welcome back. I am Coach Shika, the founder and CEO of One More Step, Purpose, Vision, and Relationship Coach. Today, I wanted to come and talk to you guys about something that I had a discussion with someone about the other day. But first, let's get a couple of administrative things out the way. All right, if you have follow-on questions to this particular video, you can write me a comment below, or you can send me an email at onemorestep@yahoo.com. You can visit my website at www.onemore-step.com. Send me a text or a phone call at 864-1-MORE, 864-663-6673. All right. Don't forget also to check out my book, The Realization of Irrelevance, Finding Your You After the Military, or you can do my downloadable, Be What You Want to Be, Do What You Want to Do. That's available on my website. Now, let's get into this video. Tradition versus non-tradition regarding asking a person out on a date. You guys are like, Shika, what are you talking about? Traditional versus non-traditional. All right? Traditional. A man asks the woman out to go out. Non-traditional. The woman asks the man to go out. Which one do you believe in? All right? Now, how this came up was the other day, I was speaking to someone and advising them about what I would do if I was having problems finding people to go out on a date with, because especially if you haven't been on a date in a long time. Now, I'm a relationship coach, so I talk to people about relationships often. Sometimes it could just be just a simple conversation I'm having with a couple of friends of mine, or it could be someone I just happen to meet along the way, or it could be a client, and I'm talking to them about relationships. Now, I suggested that if you are around and about, say you at the store and you run into someone that you find attractive. Now, coming from a woman's perspective, okay? I'm at the Whole Foods store or Walmart or whatever, and I see someone that looks like my type, because we all have our types, right? I may look at that guy and say, okay, first I'm going to check and see if he has a ring on, right? Then if he doesn't have a ring on, I'm going to make sure that at some point we look at each other and catch each other's eyesight, because I want to, you'll kind of get a feel if that person may be feeling you or they'll at least know, right? So now at this point, say that you're both down or in the fruit aisle and you're both checking out, some tomatoes, right? So he may say something really small to you. Like, wow, these tomatoes don't look like they usually look. You might respond and say something like, well, yeah. And not only that, but I see they're going up. I was in here last week buying tomatoes and they were 20 cents cheaper than they are today. He'll say something in response to that, what you just said. Okay. Then from there, he may say something else, may not be about the grocery store or the tomatoes. He may just say something else, or you may say something else. Okay, so now you guys connected. You have at least started a small talk conversations, right? And in the world today, when people are grown, you can kind of get a feel or an idea if a person is into you or not, or if they're interested in you or not, right? So now you go your way in the store, he goes his way in the store. But say that you're standing in line, you're about to check out. You're in aisle 4, about to check out, but yet there's aisle 5, 6, and 7. This person deliberately comes over to your aisle to check out, and they may say something else. He may be waiting to see if you're going to take the bait. Now, me being who I am, because I am a pretty outgoing person, I'm going to say to that person, if he hasn't said anything regarding us, maybe getting to know each other outside of the store, I may say something to him about, hey, I see you're not married. What's your name? Because we've already told each other's name when we were over at the tomatoes. But I say, hey, Bob, I see you're not married. Why don't you give me a call? Maybe we can go out for lunch or something, or go for coffee. He'll tell you sometimes if he could or he couldn't. He may say, well, I am in a relationship where I'm engaged. Okay, cool. No harm, no foul, right? But then he may say something like, okay, that sounds good to me. And he gives you a big old smile, letting you know that he was waiting for you to make that first move. I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay. Now, let me tell you why a lot of times I believe in the non-traditional, especially from the military perspective. And you guys remember, I am veteran focused, military focused coach. So a lot of things that I do is geared towards the environment of the military. Just like the military, I know in regular society, there are a lot of sexual harassment and sexual, or all kind of sexual harassment complaints going on. In some instances, people have went to jail behind it. You know, some people have lost their jobs behind it. The military is the exact same way, right? And because of that, I know for a fact, and I've talked to men about this, that they fear actually approaching women in uniform because they feel that it may turn into something more. They feel as though, you know, if they ask once or twice, then now they could be subject for harassment charges. Yeah, guys, it's that simple. It's that simple. Now, I'm not saying that it always happens, and I'm not saying that it can't happen the other way. But I have had conversations personally with military men that will say that when it comes to the work environment, I'm not saying you work arm in arm with this person, because that's another topic, and you guys can check out that video at a later date about dating someone in your unit. But let's say that you run into someone that's in your same rank class. And if you guys don't know about the rank classes, I'll put the link to that video down below when it comes to who you're allowed to date and who you're not allowed to date, right? But when it comes, say that I am a 03, a captain, and I see a major who's a 04 that's in another unit, another battalion, another company, whatever, right? And I'll tell that major that I'm interested in him. Well, is that he may have been interested in me, but 9 out of 10, they won't say anything because they feel as though sometimes the lines are blurred sometimes when it comes to sexual harassment. So to make sure they don't get themselves in any trouble, especially if they don't see you in the civilian sector, when they're at work, they just don't say anything. And because that's what I'm accustomed to, and it's because that's what a lot of people are in uniform are accustomed to, they won't even approach people at work, especially in uniform, because they are afraid of it turning into something more where they could be brought up on charges or something like that, right? Now, the civilian sector, I'm understanding it's a little different. It's not as easy when it comes to that. But in the military, you know, because the military is a world within a world, even though, you know, this major may have said something to me 2 or 3 times, I could say, you know what, I feel like I'm being harassed by them. Instantly, that person is putting on some type of, or is scrutinized. Whether or not they're found guilty or innocent later on, whatever the case may be, they don't want that stigma with them, period, because it'll follow them a lot of times, depending on how far it's come. Now, it may not just follow them. It may not follow them on paper. It may just follow them on rumors, okay? It could be where they get to another assignment and somebody that was working with them at that assignment say, hey, I know Major so-and-so. I think somebody filed sexual harassment charges against him. It didn't go nowhere, but it still was filed. Right then and there, that person is labeled. So in the military, I know for a fact that when it comes to that, people just feel like, you know what, we're not even going to do this. You know, now don't get me wrong. You'll have some instance where the guy will take the first leap and the girl will do that. But I'm telling you the reasons why I know that as a woman, sometimes I can't wait on the tradition of waiting on a man to ask me out. I have to be the one to take the lead on it or to let them know, because they don't know what to expect. So they're trying to protect them careers. They're trying to still date, find a wife possibly, or a life mate. But in the same time, they're still trying to make sure that the life they do have, they're maintaining it. So they won't date. So they'll go off and find somebody else that's not even in the military, just so they can avoid having to deal with some of the things that comes with that atmosphere, right? Because they don't want that label to follow them. So anyway, I just wanted to address that today and let you guys know what I think when it comes to tradition versus non-traditional. I believe that it's okay for a woman to ask the man out, whether you're in the military or not in the military. You know, with the way that we are today in the world, you know, the woman works and brings home the same amount of money and have careers and education just like a man. So if we're doing those things, then I believe that we can also say, you know what, I want it to be known that I'm interested in this person and I'm going to go after what I want. We do everything else. We go after everything else we want. So why not that? Now, granted, I may have some people that might have some, you know, they might oppose what I'm saying, and that's fine because it's all based on opinions. But I'm also telling you what I've talked to people and I've learned and discovered through this whole transition and through me being a life coach. that, you know, the fear is there and the fear is real, right? All right, you guys. If you have any questions, don't forget, like and subscribe, put a comment below, or ask me a question, or reach out to me, and the information will be provided where you can get that if you didn't hear in the beginning of the video. All right, you guys, I'm Coach Sheikah. You have a good one, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.